Today's Spotlight on Naperville is brought to you in part by... Welcome back to Spotlight on Naperville. I'm Nancy Wearsome, and so excited to have the Naperville South AM Rotary Club on. So welcome to all of you. We can see you very brightly there in your shirts. Bob McBride is Rotarian and principal at Neuqua Valley High School. So good to have you.
Thank you, Nancy.
Rich Goulet is the founder and president of the Retired Energy Veterans.
Energy Veterans was the company.
And Energy Veterans.
Yes.
And Kyle Harchie is aquatics director at the Fry YMCA of Metro Chicago.
Yeah.
So good to have you as well.
Thank you.
So let's start. Bob, tell me what drew you to the South AM Rotary?
Sure. Previous to Neuqua Valley High School, I was a principal in Lombard at Lombard East High School, and I was a Lombard Rotarian. So when I came to South Naperville, my first year at Neuqua, I was looking for a Rotary club to join. And I was introduced by someone in our district office to Rotary Club of South Naperville. And, first maybe just about Rotary, the motto, service above self. And something I just really believe in my role is I spend a lot of time talking to students about service and encouraging young people to be involved and engaged in volunteerism. So I do think that someone like me, the principal of the school, should actually be involved in service. Kids should see me involved in volunteer projects. What I liked very much about the Rotary Club of South Naperville, it is a volunteer club. It's a doing club. It's an active club. It's a fundraising club. And I appreciated the opportunity to be in the community and be with parents and be seen by my students as someone who's volunteering and doing good work for people who need that good work done for them.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just great. You're a great role model, all of you, for our young people. Yeah, and you're right in the line of fire there with all the kids. So, and Kyle, why do you think it's so important to have the AM South?
Well, for me, it's really, what I really enjoy about the club is kind of like Dr. McBride was saying, is that it's a club that we're really busy doing things. We don't sit around and do a whole lot of talking. It's like, let's roll up our sleeves, let's get out in the community, let's work with Rebuilding Aurora, let's work with different organizations that are in the community that are all about service, and kind of the motto of Rotary, with service being a big part of it. That's really what drew me to this club. Is it was really an opportunity for me to get back and kind of roll my sleeves up and get kind of into the community and actually do that service work. Obviously, coming from my background as a YMCA person, another nonprofit organization, it seems like it was kind of a natural transition for me to just kind of do a little bit more in the community than I already do at the job.
That's great. And how about you, Rich?
I was one of the charter members of this club, and the reason we started it in the South and et cetera is because most of the Rotary clubs are in Naperville, are in downtown Naperville, and we felt that the community down in the south end of town was underserved, and we wanted to try something new, so we founded the club.
So you did, and it's very successful,
yep,
right? Yes. And so now you have the Rotary's annual bike ride coming up in the south part of Naperville. Mm-hmm. So let's hear about it.
Well, excuse me, the ride starts at 111th and 248 at Commissioners Park, 6:30 in the morning on August 10th, and goes out 20, 40, and 60 miles to rest stops where you can get bagels and everything else you'll need, and come back, and we have a brunch from 10 till 2.
Sounds like fun.
It is.
So bike ride, so you have various levels for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that work?
It's kind of nice because people all can kind of roll in at their own time. So we start at 6:30, and the people that want to go out and ride 62 miles, which is kind of a goal that a lot of cyclists have, they want to do that metric century ride. So we encourage them to start a little bit earlier. But then as the morning goes on, we see people that only want to get out and ride 20 miles, which is kind of a nice way to encourage just people to kind of get out, get active, do something that you wouldn't normally do, and in the company with 300 other cyclists, and knowing that there's going to be support along the way with people driving back and forth in pickups that can help you if you have a flat tire, things like that. Knowing that 10 miles out there's a rest stop if you need to reload on Gatorade and stuff like that. So
Now, I
it's
have to ask,
kinda-
now,
yeah.
how long would it take to ride 62 miles on a bike?
As long as you want.
Good answer.
How fast are you
So
going?
do you finish the next day? No.
Well, we close at 3, so if you left at 6, still 3.
Okay, yeah, so you have all different levels for this, right?
Right,
Some-
and the nice thing about the ride is it's not a trail ride, it's not an off-road ride. Primarily, it's on surfaced pavement, it's on roads that are often traveled but light on traffic. So doing it, this will be our 3rd year doing it, we've seen everything from families do a 20-mile ride to very serious bikers, helmets, completely outfitted out, looking like the Tour de France, ready to go. So there's a lot of entry levels for folks that are just out for a nice bike ride on a sunny morning, all the way to folks who are timing themselves and intent, like Kyle said, on getting the farthest ride in the fastest way they can.
I love that.
I think probably the nicest thing, Nancy, about the ride is it's been in Rotary clubs for 18 years. It's really started by a gentleman named Carmen DiGiovanni, who was a Naperville fixture, member of the Noon Club, the club of Rotary Club of Naperville. And in some ways it honors his legacy of doing a ride, enjoying the recreation, but also your entry fee assists our club in the fundraising and the giving that we'll do in the upcoming year.
Yeah, and I was going to ask that because you're supporting several organizations through the ride, correct?
Kyle mentioned a couple of them. We also support Fisher House at Hines Hospital, which is Ronald McDonald House for veterans families. And then we do a lot of, over the course of the year, people will come to us, like an Eagle Scout or someone, pardon me, and ask for some help in a project, and we'll give a lot
It's
of
nice
it
to have
way.
that flexibility too.
Yes.
So a lot of good coming from the ride, and it's a great opportunity for families to come together, for a
Right.
lot of people to come together for good and have a great time. Thank you so much for what you're doing for the community and for being a part of the Rotary Club South.
Well,
We
thanks for
appreciate
having
you
us.
being on.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Nancy.
Today's show is brought to you through the generosity of the Naperville Exchange Club and Positively Naperville, and we're very grateful. Thank you also to the Naperville Garden Club for another beautiful floral arrangement. Many thanks to our guests today, our crew, and our viewers. This community is so extraordinary because of the people like those we visited with today and people like you. I'm Nancy Wearsome. Be sure to join us next time as once again, we shine the spotlight on Naperville.